right poi and only do the left one. And if you look at what the left poi does with the weave extension, you're still going over, under, home. But then what I want you to do is, instead of making this tight path going around your arm like this, make a big circle going from over to below, and then a big circle coming back, and a big circle crossing over. So just make it the hand path much bigger. Doing the same over and under, home, over, under, home. And I would do it with the other hand there, just so that you can make sure you feel it with that relationship in place. And we'll do 5 more, 4 more, and 3 more, and 2 more, and last one. And let's switch the hands. So wrap up your left one, we'll work with the right one now. We'll do the same thing. So starting with your basic weave, where you're doing over, under, home with the right hand. Add the extension, so it's over, big to under, big to home, to big to over, under, home, with that big extension all the way throughout. And we'll do 5 more, and 4 more, and 3 more, and 2 more, and last one. Okay, and now if we get into the weave, there's a couple different ways that you can try this. You can just try first by making the hand path bigger with both hands throughout and see if that works for you, just gradually getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And then, of course, practicing contracting and going back smaller and smaller and smaller. You could also play with doing a size change only in part of the move. So maybe only when it's going from the home side to the away side. So let me show you what that looks like. This is the right going big home, left, right, left. Yeah, very much like that. Or you could do, say, from the over position to the under position where it goes big. So over to under, 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 over to under. I mean, neither's better or worse. They're just different expressions of the same thing. Because again, if you're trying to change something every 3 seconds, these little changes can make a big difference over time in the context of a performance where you may only have 15 or 20 moves. Did you differentiate what I meant by it extending when it goes home like this versus over to under like that? Over to under, over to under. If I, the whole entire time, was extending it, then that would be all 3 positions of the turns, right? And that, so you're saying, although, like this is my arm straight and I'm not doing the big hand path like that, so it's not just straight, it's also the size of the circle that you're making. Now, what you just exemplified was an asymmetric extension. Let me show you. If this is the regular weave, this is the left going big only. Just the left going big only. Which is a beautiful aesthetic. And you can do this, you know, if you're a dancer and you've done programs where you do something with the right going back and right, or maybe even right going forward, right going forward, right going forward. And then you turn around and you go underhand and you go left going back the other way, right? And that way it's the downstand hand that's going big the whole time, and you've had an asymmetric size differential. Okay, so if the first one I was trying to show you was with my right hand coming home, the big circle to the over position like that, the second one I tried to show you is when you get here, extend from there to there, and then keep it small. From top to bottom, keep it small the rest of the time. Top to bottom, extension, keep it small. Top, extend, bottom. I think it can be helpful to practice doing the extensions asymmetrically. So as a starting point, it can be useful to just start a regular weave and just see if you can get your right one to go big when it's going over to under. Keep everything else the same, just change that one thing. Just change that one thing. which, you know, sometimes easier said than done, right? Rub your head, pat your belly. And then when you have it on that one side, go back to your small weave like this, and then do when your left hand is going from over to under. From over, big, under. Over, big, under. Over, big, under. Practice doing your left poi alone like this. Just start normal. Over, under, home. Over, under, home. And then when you come through from the over to the under, do the extension over to under, then back home. Yes, that was it. Over to under, back home. Over to under, back home. Over to under, back home. And when you could do it 5 times in a row like that, then while you're in flow, just unwrap the other poi and go into the weave and see if you can put them together. So you've done each one individually. The over to under when the right is crossing to the left side like that. And then the over to under when the left is crossing to the right side like that. And then you could put it together where you do right goes big, left goes big, right goes big, left goes big, right goes big, left goes big. And all we're doing here is just playing with the size of the arm motion, which doesn't even include playing with the size of the poi, which is why I say poi is infinite. Like what you're limited by is your time, your imagination, and your physiology. Now, what I think you've noticed also, but maybe didn't know it was happening, is in the process of going big with one hand, but not going big with the other hand, there's a time differential because the hand path for the hand that's going bigger takes longer to do, which means you have to speed up the hand that's doing the extension and slow down the other hand, or somehow figure out how to make that time work. And what you might have been noticing happen was as you were doing your extension, this hand is sort of stalling out while you're waiting for this to complete. So one thing that can help is focusing on accelerating as you're going from the top to the bottom. If you weren't thinking about it before, consciously focusing on accelerating the hand that's doing the bigger path might actually help you get the timing better. So this is simple and not easy, right? Because all you do is just extend one arm and not the other, but then that becomes rub your head, pat your belly. So now you're doing 2 independent hand things. And what seems like a simple thing just suddenly doesn't. Again, simple and easy, not the same. So it probably feels confusing both because it's new and because you're using a different tempos, polytempo movements with your hands. See, now when you just went big with both of those in the middle there, the timing kept up just fine.